Hello, everyone. Wow, that timing. We officially have a cat in front of my camera. Here we go. How are you doing? How's it going? I'm a little bit sick, so I hope that's okay. But we're going to be cooking today. We're going to be doing some cooking. Okay. Here we go. Basically getting my stuff together. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. There we go. Okay. So, I just want to make sure that I have you guys here on my phone so I can see if you chat. This is such like this setup is so much better than what I used to do. It's so much better. Anyways, welcome everyone. Welcome. We're gonna be doing some beef stroganoff today, which is, I don't know. I've done it like once. I've cooked it once, but it is kind of simple. So I feel like you can't really fuck it up too badly. Now, I was lucky enough to find some really cheap beef. Like, this is probably like pretty shit quality, but that's fine. It's entrecôte, which I don't know what is the actual. Ribeye is the actual English term for it, if I remember it correctly. So we have some ribeye that we're going to be cutting up and use as our meat here. Luckily, as I said, I got it really cheap. It was like $15 per kilo, which is pretty good. That's a pretty okay price, I'd say, for some ribeye. I was thinking of like taking like some beef for it, like some beef. I mean, yes, technically all of it is beef, but like with more like a steak beef kind of. I don't know the English words for cuts. I just realized, which is kind of stupid. Anyways, we're here now. We're gonna cut this up, and then we're going to like put it in, like, not a marinade per se, but like we'll put it for a little bit into like some spices to give it some flavor while we prepare everything else. It's just gonna get to stay in there for like 10-15 minutes. I'm actually considering though, like, should I try the Asian solution to like making really tender beef, even though you have like kind of a shit cut, which is like mixing it with baking soda, because that apparently like kind of does something. It does something to the meat. Yes, Mars, you've just gotten your food. I know that you want to hang out here and see what I'm doing, but you're not allowed. You're not allowed. There we go. We've sharpened our knife a little bit. Like, it's better than it was before, but like still not the best. A little bit sharper though, which is something. Something. Let's see here. Put him down again. I'm gonna keep doing this until he learns. I was about to say, but then he literally has like jumped up yet again. Okay, here we go. Now the important part here is like, I don't want too much fat on the meat, obviously. Come on, go away. Oh my god, Mark's got a little bit of blood on his head. That's fine. Just a little bit of meat juice. Okay, and this is actually going to be perfect, because this will give me also a little bit of meat for if I'm going to be making like some sort of sauce. This is actually like perfect kind of like thing to do if you want to get a couple of cuts of meat, or like a couple of pieces of meat rather, that you can use for that. So this is actually a really good thing. It's a really good way to do it. Okay, let's pat this dry a little bit. Remove like most of the. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's wet right now. Like we're gonna put it in like spice marinade kind of thing. Though to be fair, I don't know. Like, okay, so this is the problem, right? If I want to do the baking powder thing, I'm gonna need to wash it afterwards because you don't want, or like baking soda, you don't want the baking soda on the meat when you cook it, if I remembered correctly. So like I kind of have to think about how I do this. God, that's a really big piece. I just realized that piece of meat is actually surprisingly big. Also, Mars. Hey. He's just a very curious and hungry cat. For some reason, I've literally just fed them with like wet food and stuff like that. Their luxury meal that they get once each day. But somehow he still is very insistent in eating my food. Oh God, I should have emptied my trash can before I started doing this. It's a little bit full because I have a lot of crap in it. There we go. But yeah, how you guys doing? Hope you're having a lovely day. I'm having a pretty okay weekend. I've been sick, so I'm a little bit like, still not entirely 100%, but like, I think it's okay. It's not the worst. I've definitely gotten better over the weekend, so that's a big improvement. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get rid of all of this like silk skin here, because this is something that we don't want in the beef anyways when we're cooking it. This is something that can have a tendency to get like a little bit chewy. Okay, cool. We're gonna remove as much fat as possible. Now I should maybe have chosen the beef, like, or like the more like meat-based cut. But I was like, God, which one do I choose? I wasn't entirely sure. So I decided to go with the ribeye because like both were equally as cheap. Like there wasn't a price difference. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. We'll go with this because this is usually more tender. So we'll see if that was the right choice or not. We're gonna try and split this up. So what you can do with ribeye, because ribeye is like technically not, I mean, it's not, it is technically one piece of meat, I guess, but you can kind of easily split it up into like, can like kind of easily cut it up in a sense that makes sense. Like as I'm working, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But you can see like the kind of like how you can easily split it open, right? So that's what I'm doing here. I just like trying to split it open a little bit to easily get to, oh, I could have actually, oh, that was stupid of me. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Since we're going to cut this into like smaller pieces, it doesn't really matter if we're like a little bit rough with the cutting. So yeah, as I said, we're gonna remove most of the fat because I don't want, obviously I want to make it as healthy as possible. And I think my calculations, so I did some calculations after I picked the meat, stupidly enough. I was like, okay, actually, let's actually see like calorie-wise which one is better. And calorie-wise, I should definitely have gone with the other cut. But I think that this is fine because I'm going to be removing most of the fat anyway. So it should be kind of fine. Now, the important part is obviously just to cut this properly, like against the grains afterwards, just to make sure that it doesn't go kind of like chewy. But I don't think it will. Like ribeye is pretty manageable cut, right? Especially when we're breaking it up like this. We're like we'll actually get to most tendons in the meat, and that's like the most important part, right? Removing all the tendons and silver skin that can be found in here. There's going to be quite a bit of it, I think, but I think that's fine. I think that is a-okay. Here we go. Let's see here. Oh god, my hands are so cold right now. I didn't think of this before, but I was like, I should have taken the meat out of the fridge beforehand so it wasn't like as cold as I'm handling it. But oh well, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter now, does it? Now, to be fair, this is a very simple dish. We'll probably cook this pretty quickly, relatively quickly. Because it only requires like the meat, the sauce, which is like made from creme fraiche. Creme fraiche. I'll actually leave the... oh no, that was actually kind of a big piece of fat. The crema de fraiche. But yeah, like, this will probably be pretty quick to cook, even though we're going to be like kind of half marinating this meat as well. There we go. I think we did kind of a good job breaking it up. We have some silver skin here. We could probably remove this as well. Thinking about it. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's a-okay. And this, like, a little bit of fat still here. Oh, this has some tendons / silver skin that can be removed. I mean, technically this isn't tendons. I just call it tendons because they're kind of chewy usually. It's not the correct terminology, really. There we go. There we go. Move most of it. Looks pretty good. We don't need to be super precise because we're going to be cutting this up into pretty small pieces. Actually, I'm starting to wonder if I do even need to marinate. Like, this isn't even a tough piece of meat. So technically, I don't even need to use baking soda for this. I don't think. Like, it should be fine, really, even without it. Anyways, let's start with the big one. This one might be a little bit harder to break down. I guess we'll see, kind of. Depends on how well they did the like rough cutting on the meat. Oh, this seems fine. Yeah, this is gonna be fine. There we go. Now we gotten in between the layers, right? And that's the important part. That's where we want to get. Because if we can get there, that's where we'll be able to like pull these apart, kind of. That makes sense. That just makes it super easy to break it up. Now we just like, because there's only like a very tiny like kind of sinews holding this together, as you get into this like part of the meat, you can quite easily just like find where you need to like slightly touch with the knife, and it just breaks apart the meat super quickly. This is the way to do it. If you're ever going to be cutting up a ribeye in this sort of manner, this is the way to do it. There we go. We got like a roll thing here. And this is like the actual beef, right? This is like the actual piece of meat that you would want to have. Like if I were to make a steak, this is the kind of like the only piece that I would want to have technically, because this is gonna cook evenly comparatively to having this there. This makes it a little bit like more unreliable to cook, because there's two different cuts and they cook in different temperatures. So that's why it can become a little bit problematic if you have both of them on the same kind of piece, right? I think, is this the flank? I don't remember. I'm really bad at like remembering the names of like cuts. Yes, usually kind of remember how to break them down, but I never remember the name of them, which is quite frustrating, to be fair. Oh god, my hand is so cold right now, which makes it a little bit more difficult to like hold stuff, weirdly enough, if that makes sense. Oh god, yeah. I feel like it's almost like a little bit frozen still. And I've had it like out for several days, so it shouldn't be. Oh well, we lost a little bit of meat there, but it's not too much. It is fine. It is a-okay. This one doesn't have that much fat, like this big piece. This is one way to usually tell, by the way, if the ribeye you're picking up is like a little bit cheap quality or shit quality. You can look at the how much fat usually you like. Obviously, in a ribeye, you want that like fat, the eye of fat in the middle of it, hence the name. You can also like you can see obviously with the amount of fat that's like actually in the meat. And this one doesn't have a lot, I'll tell you that much, which is good for me. I want, this is the kind of cut that I wanted for this, like this cheap kind of meat, because obviously I'm making a beef stroganoff. I don't need fancy meat for that. But I want something that isn't too chewy that I need to like cook for a long time, and because I'm like doing the stream, right? So this was actually the perfect kind of cut for this, I think. Guess we'll see kind of how it turns out. I found a place where there's a silver skin here that I would want to remove. It's kind of like a little bit problematic here. It's being a little bit problematic. Guess we shall see how it goes. Oh yeah, I can see where it goes now. I see now. I see what's happening here. We're face to face with greatness and it's strange. Yeah, there we go. That should remove most of it that we actually like needed to remove. Don't even know how to feel. It's adorable. It's nice to see that humans never change. Now, the big part of why I want to break this down like this is because I bought about 2 kilograms of meat. But I'm gonna have to measure it afterwards, because I think like removing that, there's like quite a bit that I'm removing here, like fat-wise and stuff. So this is probably gonna be more like 1.7 maybe. I can imagine this being like 300 grams of meat, or well, technically not meat, like fat and sinews and stuff. So it's not like I'm like losing value in that sense. I'm just like removing stuff that I wouldn't want to eat anyways. Oh god, my knife isn't sharp enough for this. I can already tell. It doesn't really live up to the sharpness I would want if I want to do this like super properly. Oh well, it's good enough. Good enough for a home-cooked meal, as they say. I don't know who they are, but they say it. I promise. There we go. Got a tiny piece of meat there. There we go. This is actually kind of nice to cook by itself, like this piece. It's actually kind of nice. Just like if I had the whole thing to cook that, that could be real good, actually. Just like put some rub on it, some barbecue rub or something, spice rub, and then just like grill it real quick. It's not the most tender piece, but you can. The nice part about it is that you can cut it into like very manageable pieces, which is a good way to do it. There's more silver skin on this side that we need to remove. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me, it's Maui, let it in. No, it's a lot, the hair, the bod, when you're staring at a demigod. There we go. I think we removed most of it that we actually need to remove. There we go. Nice. Let's cut this into actual manageable pieces then. So we'll start with this one. Actually, let's put away the... Okay, we're gonna put away the scraps first, and then we'll do a weighing. We'll weigh in the meat, I guess. Maybe we'll weigh the meat after we cut it. Maybe that's the way to do it. But yeah, this is gonna be like... This is perfect, by the way. This kind of meat, this is actually exactly what you want. these kind of scraps when you're making like red wine sauce, something like that. It's perfect for that. Just like fry them up and then cook them in the wine to like add quite a beefy flavor to it. It's basically making a stock, but like doing it while you're making the sauce. It's a weird way to do it, but it works really, really well. Also, I have cat number 2 here now, who's really interested in what's happening. I'm gonna lift him down, wash my hands again, because now they're full of cat hair. It's actually kind of magical. And Mars has finally found his little spot. I've realized how to keep him out of my cooking. And the thing is, like, I'll show you guys. I'll show you. So he has this spot, right, where he likes to chill over by my dishes. But if I have too much dishes there, he'll like start getting closer to the food, which is obviously a little bit of a problem. There we go. That should be fine. Okay, let's start breaking these pieces down and putting them into this thing. Oh no, wait, we need to break them down first and then... Yeah, okay. I know what I'm doing. I know how to measure stuff. Okay, let's see here. So what I want to do, I want to cut these into like the kind of like sizes that I want. So we want kind of like a little bit elongated pieces. Something like that maybe. And then we want to like put them on top of each other. We want to be effective about this. Like this, right? On top of each other. Then we'll cut them as like lengthwise into kind of tiny pieces. Not super tiny, but like bite-sized, manageable bite-sized pieces. You can tell that this is like, these are going to be the pieces that have the most kind of like fat and sinew in them. That's fine. That is a-okay. So let's do the same with all of these. Now obviously they don't need to be that nice looking. Doesn't really matter, at least not to me. As long as they're bite-sized and I can chew them, I am happy. No, it's a lot, the hair, body. And what makes this extra good is that it makes it so that you can like cook it through it really easily, right? Like this is, it just needs to be fried and like, I mean, technically I would want to boil it maybe a little bit, like in the sauce. We'll see how we go about that. This one, and this one we can just like go through like this, I think. This one also has a little bit of fat. That's fine. Because like, obviously we still want a little bit of fat. Not just a massive amount. Not a crazy amount. There we go. I think this one can be, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So we'll go in like this maybe. Something like that. That's about the size that I will want my pieces, I think. There we go. No, it's a lot, the hair, the body. When you're staring at a demigod. Oh, look at this. This is like the perfect kind of size of pieces that I want. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. The islands I pulled from the sea. I don't know why I've gotten like the Moana song in my head, but it's there now. It lives there rent-free. Okay, it's okay, you're welcome. What has 2 thumbs and pull at the sky? You were waddling yay high this high. Not cold. I realized that I missed some like sinews on these pieces, and it might fuck me over. I guess we'll see. I mean, they'll be edible still. I don't think it's that bad, but could have done a better job on this first one. There we go. That's fine. This one I think we might need to cut in the middle like this. And then we can just like cut it like this. I think that's fine. Obviously, since I'm cutting these like kind of thin as well, it should be fine. Oh god, do I need to go and bend them? We have a bot going. We got a bot. I'm a little bit worried about my cat trying to eat my food. That's fine. Boom, there we go. Get out of here. Skedaddle. Maybe I should try and like get a better. Actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's try and move you guys around a little bit. See if we can find a better spot. Is this better? I mean, this won't work later on, but right now I think it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, here we go. Let's move this so you can actually see what I'm doing. Let's move a little bit closer here. I think that's the way to do it. Nice. Okay. So we only have these like big pieces left, which is kind of fine. Now that I'm looking at these actually have some fat in them, like in the meat itself, which I'm kind of surprised by. Like I was expecting this to be like not that good. I was expecting these pieces of meat to be kind of shit. But yeah, as I said, this is a super simple recipe. Doesn't really require that much, and it's mostly based on creme fraiche and Dijon mustard. Those are like the main flavors that we're gonna be going for. I might add some just to maybe not. I was thinking of adding some bay leaf, but maybe not. That might be a little bit too much. I don't know. I guess we'll see how I do this. Oh god, this piece was like had a little bit of sinew left on it. And the thing is, like with that sort of sinew, right? It's like even a tiny little piece like that can kind of screw over some pieces of meat because it's so like chewy. It's not very manageable in your mouth. That's what she said. Anyways. Yeah, we've almost broken this down. This went. I was, for some reason, I kind of expected the meat to take a little bit longer, but we're almost done actually. And like after this, we'll put it in some spices. We'll just do some basic kind of stuff, I guess. Maybe salt, pepper. We'll add some soy, maybe. Maybe soy is a little bit too much. I guess we'll see. Salt, pepper, some spices, and just leave it in the fridge while I prepare everything else, and then we'll fry off the meat, cook everything in the like kind of sauce that the meat leaves off, like the fat and the sauce, right? We'll cook the mushrooms there because we're gonna have mushrooms as well. And after that, we just like make the sauce based on that and put the meat back in, let it simmer for a little bit, and then we're done. It's actually super simple. Super simple. I'm gonna use the big pot that I used last time. I made like a stew, just because like I like having more room in my. Like I don't want to overcrowd the pan or like overfill the pan, so I can't really stir it properly. That's like the worst. Okay, and then we do like this, like yo, and so. There we go. No, it's a lot. The hair, the bod. And you're staring at a demigod. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. The islands I pulled from the sea. There's no need to pray, it's okay, you're welcome. What has two thumbs and pulled at the sky? When you were waddling jay high this guy. When the moon got cold, who stole you fire from down below? You're looking at him, Joe. And that's also a nice part, I guess, about like not having to make this super perfect size-wise. Like we're gonna be simmering these for a little bit, so like I'm not gonna have like they're not gonna have any color at all. They're just gonna be cooked through entirely, which obviously with like this kind of beef as well, like this is kind of shit beef. Just make sure you cook it properly. I mean, it can be eaten medium rare probably, but I don't know. I'm usually a little bit more careful when I buy really cheap cuts, just to make sure, you know, just to make sure. Though to be fair, I don't think, like, I'm trying to think of like what beef could actually have that's like bad for you in like the meat itself. I can't really think of that much, like, can't really think of that much stuff that could have. There we go. Let's measure the meat, see how much we have. I think it's going to be 1.7 kilograms maybe. Oh no, it's going to be way less than that. 1.5. Oof, that's not a lot. I was expecting there to be more. We did remove quite a lot of sinew and stuff though, so it makes sense. So we lost half a kilo from like making it more edible. 1.53. I'll write this down as I usually do. There we go. I mean, to be fair, I don't technically need to write it down anymore because now I actually have to, like, my phone isn't my camera anymore. So I can actually just set it up properly from here. I'll just do that. Oh, perfect. Let's edit this. Boom, boom. 1530. Oh yeah, that's changed quite a bit. We're gonna add some more pasta to it just to bring up the calories a little bit. I think that's fine. That's probably fine. Ah, there we go. Save. Boom. So 472 calories per meal, which is okay. That's not on. That's like what I usually go for. I usually go. I aim between 450 and 500, because like less than that, it's becoming like a little bit. Okay, let's see. So we're done with the meat. Well, I mean, we're not done with the meat, but we've cut it up. We did the important stuff with the meat. So we're gonna go and do, or we're gonna flavor it, as I said. Some salt. There we go, something like that, like quite a bit of salt. I do like myself some salt. Want some, do we go white pepper actually? We'll go white pepper for once because it's easier to begin with. And it's kind of a more intense flavor. Don't want too much, just a little bit like that. I think we go in with maybe onion powder for sure. Onion powder. Something like that. Maybe, do we have, oh, we do have some Chinese cooking wine. I know that this isn't like, it doesn't really fit, but, but hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because I just want to add some liquid to this. Oh God, this is like super. There we go. I just want to add some liquid to this, and that's why I want to add this. It's not like really the flavor profile we would be going for, but like a little bit. There we go. And I'll probably do some soy. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Just a little bit. And as I said, this is just to bring some like liquid into the meat so that it can like marinate. Usually having liquid makes it soak up the flavors a little bit better, and it makes makes the marinade itself coat the meat better as well. There we go. Just gonna give this a quick little stir around so everything's coated and ready, nice and coated. Oh yeah, I'm so hungry. I'm already so hungry. I'm very excited for this, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, there we go. I think that like helped a little bit. Liquidization. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. There we go. I just want to make sure as well that no pieces are like kind of stuck together as they can get when you're like cutting it. I think that's fine. Though, there we go. Let's put this into the fridge and just let it chill out and bring out our second thing that we actually need to cut. I'll do the food influencer way. Just like spray this with like, you should never do this, by the way. I see this a lot on YouTube, like specifically one, I think he's called Notorious Foodie. He does this a lot. I'm assuming he uses something, I think he uses like vinegar maybe, or something like that to clean up the board. I do not, on the other hand. I use dishwash soap. So I'm gonna have to wash this one, or like rinse it rather. Oh, Mars did not like that. Mars did not approve. There we go. Hello, Meat Boy. We're making a beef stroganoff. I don't know if you ever had it, but it's a very simple dish. Beef stroganoff. Really nice, actually. I've had it, I've eaten it like a couple of times, but I've cooked it only once. Pretty simple, pretty easy to make, but really, really good. There we go. Beautiful. So, as with every mushroom, really, it is really tasty. It is very nice. As with every mushroom, you should try and rinse them before cutting them. You'll be able to see on these mushrooms as well, there's going to be a lot of dirt and stuff on them. So definitely rinse your mushrooms. Don't do it like immediately, like when you buy them, because obviously they're kind of susceptible to getting soaked, like wet in a bad way, if you know what I'm saying. Make sure that you rinse them just before you use them. Okay, let's see. We have some weird ass pieces from the forest as well that joined us somehow. But yeah, as I said, just rinse them and make sure there's no like obvious dirt on them. Now, usually you don't want to give extra liquid to stuff that you're going to fry, but I mean, also you don't want, dirt is actually kind of dangerous to have in your food. Thank you. He's just chilling, you know. I finally found the way to make it so that he doesn't try to interrupt my cooking all the time, and that is for him to have a spot so he can like look from a little bit away. It helps quite a bit. But yeah, as I said, be careful with dirt. Anything that has dirt on it can be quite bad. Dirt can contain pretty dangerous bacteria, and it's also a very common thing that gives you food poisoning. Like some bacteria in dirt is like one of the biggest reasons why people get food poisoning. So always wash your mushrooms if you haven't already. Like make sure that they don't have any dirt on them. And I mean, same goes for potatoes, whatever, really. Just make sure that there's no dirt left. If they haven't been washed, make sure you wash them. And if you're unsure, wash them. Because getting food poisoning obviously is that's one of my least favorite things to do. One of my least favorite things to do. Oh yeah, by the way, Meat Boy, how is the sound? Is it okay? Like the water and stuff like that isn't too loud, right? So true. He takes care of baking. That is actually very true. He usually bakes on my stomach. Makes the cookies on my stomach, the biscuits. Sound is fine. Nice. I'm so happy with this setup that I finally got set up. It took so long to actually set up a proper mic. But this is actually this is the happiest I've been with the cooking setup that I have. Everything is wireless, which is kind of crazy. And everything is connected to my PC, like my actual PC that I use to stream. So that makes the setting up, like the activating the stream and stuff, way easier. So it's actually really, really good. Oh yeah, I had this thought. I had this thought, Meat Boy, and you're the person to talk about it. Talk with about it. I got a real freaking urge to play Minecraft. I want some sort of Minecraft with job system. I know that there's a mod called Job Plus or Jobs Plus, which I kind of wanted to I think it would be fun to have a server going with that mod on. That would be fun. That could be real fun. And I was thinking, do you like the sound of that? I know that you usually dip down into Minecraft anyways, right? So it's maybe you are excited, want to try it. I mean, if we want to set up a permanent server, I do have a server PC that we could set it up on. The only negative part about that is obviously it's going to be in Sweden, so everyone that plays from the US is going to have a little bit higher latency. Isn't too bad though in Minecraft usually. Usually it's kind of okay. Oh, you're on a trip? Where are you? Where are you at? Oh wait, right, you're going to Antis, right? Is it? Wait, no. When is Thanksgiving? When is Thanksgiving? Oh wait, where are you going to Friendsgiving? I don't remember. I don't remember. There we go. So we have this set up. We should probably put on the water for the pasta as well. Just make sure that that is cooking. Now, ooh, maybe wait. I might switch this up a little. Nah, this should be fine. I've boiled pasta in this before. Oh, you're in Colorado? God damn. I hope that it's nice in Colorado. I was just thinking that I haven't talked to you for a while, so that might explain that. On the first night of September. That should be good water-wise, I think. There we go. Let's put this on a boil, and let's try and find a place for the camera yet again. It's kind of difficult because my kitchen is kind of it has a pretty shit setup for this, really. Now that I think about it, or a shit layout, I should say. Let's actually have a look here and see if I can find a logical. Oh, that's actually kind of. Oh, that's actually surprisingly good. Wow. I didn't expect to instantly find the perfect spot to have you guys, but there we go. Yeah. I mean, makes sense. It is pretty big expense as well going there. Obviously. Okay. I was considering it for a while, but I was like, oh god, that it's expensive, as I said. And I am planning to go to it. I'm unsure how it will turn out now because a couple of my friends kind of canceled. But I was planning on going to Japan again this year, or next year rather. So we'll see kind of what happens. But I do have quite a bit of money saved up for it, so that's why I was like, maybe I could go to Friendsgiving. But then I was like, nah, I mean, first part, it's expensive. Secondly, like, it's kind of scary going to the US right now, I'll be honest. Night of the 11th. Nice, okay. Well, we can have a look into, like, setting up a Minecraft server then. I think it would be fun. I don't know. I know that Anti is kind of, like, against it for some reason. Oh, that's the wrong one. I turned on the wrong stove. You know what I mean. Or rather, I don't think he's against it, but he's not super hype about like being the one setting it up. So I don't mind doing it. I think it could be fun. There we go. I'm trying to figure out like if I have any latency on my camera. I don't think I do. Like there's obviously going to be a couple of seconds of latency, but nothing major. But I think it's fun that I've noticed that. Oh yeah, by the way, why I'm cutting away the these little stem parts is because it's usually very hard to get them cleaned entirely from dirt. So usually you can see like a little bit of dirt still being on the stem. So I usually cut them off just to make sure that I don't accidentally get a little bit of dirt in my food. In my food. There we go. We're gonna use once when I was a young boy. No, when I so there's this website, a Swedish website called FoodSmart, which usually has like they sell really like they usually buy up leftover storage from stores and then sell it pretty cheap. And you can like order online and they deliver it to you. Once I ordered because they were selling like pasta super cheap, like penne pasta, super cheap, and I was like, okay, I'll just order and so I have because pasta never goes bad basically. But I've had this for years now. It's actually insane because I've kept like obviously I forgot or like sometimes I'm not entirely sure of how much pasta I still have. Oh god, I have so much spaghetti. What the fuck? Sometimes I kind of forget how much pasta I still have. God, why do I have so much spaghetti? What the hell? I have insane... Do I not have any penne? That would actually be crazy. If I do not have any penne, I'll be shocked because I usually have like 5 or 6 bags just chilling in here. Oh no, has everything been taken over by spaghetti at this point? I feel like it might have. Oh no, wait, what's this? I mean, technically it's not penne, it's rigatoni, but it's like close enough, right? Have I actually run out of penne? God damn, that's crazy. Okay, I did not see that one coming. Well, we have rigatoni. That works as well. That works. Oh, that's only 400 grams. Okay, I mean, rigatoni and we had this other one. Who wasn't there? They should have like equal amounts of cooking time, I think. Like the cooking time on this should be about the same. I'll have a look just to be sure. This is 14 minutes. This one should be about the same. Oh my god, cat. No, oh, Mars. Fuck. He's just a little bit too excited to look at everything that I cooked and try and steal it. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. What is the cooking time on this shit? 10 to 12? I mean, it's basically the same. We'll put it in at the same time. Fuck it. Fuck it. Why not? Cool. So I need to measure out 100 grams of that because the other one was 400 grams. Let's see. Let's bring out my measuring cup. Now, I don't know about like measuring. When it comes to pasta, I never measure the water that I use for it. It's like go. Let's fucking go. And then like it turns out into whatever it's supposed to be, I guess. There we go. That's about, we'll go over. There we go. 101. Do I use everything? I might just use everything. But I'm gonna be honest. How much is it? It's like 170. Let me just calculate this shit. Real quick. So European. Wow. Crazy, I know. Beef stroganoff, come on, there we go. Penne. Let's change that to 570. How's that looking? I mean, it's okay. We'll go for it. It's almost 500 calories per portion, but that's fine. I mean, I should be starting to eat like more properly anyways, to be fair. There we go. One thing that I am considering now, though, is do I need a bigger pot for this? I think I do actually need a bigger pot for this. So we'll actually turn this on and we'll switch it over to this pot. Now, I think. There we go. Let's just swirl that around a bit. There we go. Now, the reason why I want the bigger pot for this is because obviously, since it's more, to begin with, it's more pasta, and these have more air in them. So we're gonna need some more, like a bigger vessel for it, basically. I'll just do a quick little, cheap little bullshit thing here. And I'll quickly boil some water in my kettle. And this is the best way to get hot pasta water real quick. There we go. Okay, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave this going. And we'll see when it's ready. There we go. When I was a young boy, my father took me to the city to see a marching band. There we go. Okay, let's start cutting. I was about to say potatoes. These are not potatoes. These are mushrooms. I kind of hate cutting mushrooms like this because like they're super slippery after you wash them. There's a very high chance of you cutting yourself, but for aesthetics, I'll do it. I'll take the risk for the aesthetics. I am starting to consider if I should add, so I was thinking of adding like green peas or sugar, or well, green peas, yeah, to this. But I'm like considering if I shouldn't at this point. It would be good, I guess, to have like more a little bit of like healthy stuff in it, I guess. Could be good. Hot tip. Have vegetables. It's good for you. Pre-dinner mayo. It's good for you. I hate that term, by the way. Imagine. By the way, has anyone ever had pre-dinner mayo? Is that a thing? I feel like that's not a thing. I remember there was a YouTube channel called Regular Ordinary Swedish Mealtime. Which like they kind of were like what was their name? I don't remember the like American one where they like do super overkill like dishes. I don't remember the name of it. Because I don't know if they're still doing stuff. I'm assuming they are, but like. I'll add more salt to the water, by the way, because, oh god, I'm running out of salt, I just realized. Well, I do have more at home. I just need to refill it. We'll do that after I cut this up. I'll show you my very dangerous process of refilling my salt container. Would never recommend. Don't do it. Don't do this at home, kids. That's what I would say about that. Could be a marching band. When I was a young boy. Ba 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 da ba da. See a marching band. There we go. Beautiful, lovely. Our pasta water is starting to boil, which is good. Mars, no. I can see you over there, boy. Boy! Why do I feel like I turned into Kratos suddenly? I mean, I have been playing Hades 2 recently. Quite a bit of it as well. Oh no, he's taking the shortcut. I'll show you where he is. Wait, let me just cut up this mushroom and I'll show you Mars's one of his favorite places to go when I'm cooking. This is how he travels. This is where he goes when I have the stove on. He goes up here because he knows it's hot, right? He burned his paws once. So he knows that it's hot, but he still wants to get close. So he kind of like just goes. He just does what he does, you know. There we go. We're starting to get there. And obviously we're going to cook the meat first because we want to get the meat juices out so that we can like kind of cook the mushrooms in the fat and the meat juices from the meat. That's going to be how we do this. There we go. Maybe I could have gotten more mushrooms. The thing with mushrooms is that they shrink so much when you cook them. Like, it looks like it's quite a bit right now, but like they're gonna shrink a lot when I like cook them. So this will kind of see how this goes. And mushrooms are one of those things you kind of need to be very thorough when you cook them. Not because like it's dangerous or anything, but like if you want the proper like consistency and stuff for them, you'll need it. There we go. My water is like not boiling per se. It's like getting there, but like kind of close. And I think that's because like technically the thing that I'm using is not big enough for this. Or like the pot is too big rather. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Should be fine though. I think we're starting to get there when I'm like looking at the water. It's getting there. There we go. All the mushrooms. Now then, let us bring out our instrument for cooking. It's gonna be this big freaking like cast iron pot that I have. This is one of my favorite ones to use when like cooking. It's pretty good for that. There we go. And we also want to measure out some... we're going to measure out some peas. I'll add the peas anyways. Or should I? Well, I'll have a look. Let me think about this real quick. If I were to go in here and like edit, remove the peas. What was that look like? Now we might as well add them. 200 grams of frozen peas. It's going to bring color to the dish as well, which is nice, obviously. So that's a big plus. When I was a young man. So we're going to add, obviously since they're frozen, we're going to add a little bit more than the target we're going for, right? Because the ice and stuff is still going to be like a big part of this. You should probably eat them if you haven't eaten. Oh well, wait, it's like lunchtime there, right? What time is it? Is it like lunchtime? Oh god. Oh no, these are like really... Okay. This might be loud. Like 10 a.m.? Okay, well that... It's not too bad then, but you should probably have some lunch soonish, right? God, if I could, by the way, I would send... God fucking damn it. It's too slow. Ah, well, that's close enough. We'll go for like 200 grams with this. Oh god. There's so much fucking ice. This is the problem having, if you've had like vegetables for too long in the freezer. This is what happens. They become like a massive clump of just ice and bullshit. Which is obviously not the best way to do this. Oh my god. There we go. I broke it down. There. About 220. It's not going to be 220 after like it's fully boiled, so 220 grams. There we go. Nice. That is a massive pile of peas that no one asked for. Oh yeah, there's one more thing that we need to measure out. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, we're going to add the pasta. And somehow I'll try to like keep an eye on this shit. When I was a young boy. There we go. There we go. We'll have that for like 1 minute by itself. Let's give it a little bit of time by itself. Give it a little stir. There we go. Okay, this is starting to get hot now. We're starting to heat up. So we're gonna measure this real quick. I put aside like 30 grams of... Oh no, that's a big one. We don't want that one. We set aside like 30 grams of... Where did I put this? Oh, there it is. As I said, 30 grams of oil. So we're gonna go with that. The thing that I've noticed when you are cooking like this kind of thing, right? Like when you're trying to make healthy meals per se, you need to be very precise with the fat, like that you use for frying. That is the biggest part. That is usually the biggest like thing that adds unnecessary fat to your dish. So being very precise with how much oil and butter you use, very importante. There we go. And I'm just gonna go in with all my freaking meat immediately, even though like it's not gonna give me the best sear, but I'm also like kind of lazy and I don't really care. So we're just gonna go in with all the meat, and we'll kind of see where that goes. There we go. Let's go in with the rest of the pasta here now, because like now it's been like a couple of minutes, so And this one had like 2 or 3 minutes more of cooking time, which is not a massive amount. Like, it shouldn't really matter, to be fair. I bet if an Italian saw this, they would like scream in horror, mixing 2 different kinds of pasta. What are you doing? You're a horrible person and you should die. That's fine. That's fine. That is a-okay. I'm just gonna refresh the page real quick. Because apparently if I like go away from the page that I like have for my chat, it kind of like stops being like fully... How do I explain this? It stops being... It starts like going to the screensaver. Or like, yeah, for the phone, right? Which is really annoying. Okay, here we go. Meat. I'm gonna bring you closer so you can see me cooking the meat, just because like that. This is where all the stuff is gonna be happening right now, anyways. Let's see, how is this looking, eh? This is actually looking surprisingly good. We could be a little bit closer. Maybe not. Maybe that's good enough. That's fine. Okay. Let me just get a glove so I can like grab the meat without being like, eee, meat on my hands, disgusting. That's my least favorite thing. I've never lied so much in my life, though, if I were to say that. Oh no, Mars is unsure of himself now. I'll lift him down so he doesn't have to worry about it. You can tell that he was like, oh god, it's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Okay, the oil is like this. This is like the heat that you want on the oil. It's super fucking hot, super hot. One could even say if you played the game. We're just gonna go in with the meat. I'm gonna break it up a little bit, and just like fucking go. And as I've said, I'm not going for super sear on this. I'm just gonna. Maybe I do go for super sear on this. Maybe I am regretting my choices. Oh well, it's too late now. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. So basically, when I do this, we're gonna have a good sear on the bottom pieces. But when I mix, like there's gonna be so much water still in here that like the top pieces that I mix down to the bottom are not going to have a great time afterwards. So that's fine though. Oh wait, I shouldn't lift this away. I actually need this still. I'm gonna wash it through though. So I'm gonna still use this thing to like put after the meat has been cooked, I want to put it back in here. Just to like have a container for it. Because we want to, the mushrooms on the other hand, we want to cook through really thoroughly so we get rid of all the water from the mushrooms. So we're gonna need to lift out the meat after a bit, after it's been cooking, or like started to kind of cook. I'm starting to think that my way of doing this is actually kind of stupid now that I think about it. It's actually not a good way to do it at all. But oh well. I've already started doing it, so we're too deep. We're already too deep, Snake. I almost said Snape. Snape. Severus Snape. Dumbledore. Snape. Severus Snape. I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, right? Have to commit. I'm already committed. I mean, there's going to be a lot of flavor no matter what I do. It's going to be fine. But we could have a better sear on the meat if I did this properly. I think that is like something that we could have done. Okay, I'm taking out the last things that we kind of need to finish this off. I'll show it off real quick. So I have this. I'm still not sure, Meat Boy, what this is called in English. In Sweden, in most countries, this is called crème fraîche. Crème fraîche. It's a French name, I think. Anyways, this is like super low fat one. It only has 5% fat, really, really good. And then we have Dijon mustard that we're going to be adding as well. And that is basically the main part of the flavoring for this. After that, it's like, We add like maybe some salt, some pepper. I think like the meat is going to be pretty well seasoned already, with like, since we kind of like marinated it a little bit. Okay, it's kind of the same then. Okay, but yeah, the sauce is like based on the creme fraiche, Dijon mustard, and that's about it really. You can have, obviously I'm gonna add some flavoring and stuff to it, but like other than that, that's just like everything that's in it. So it's like super simple to make really, and pretty freaking tasty, hopefully. Yeah, here it's surprisingly common. Like it's very common here in Sweden to use in cooking. Or like not like I use it every day, but it's like, yeah, maybe once a week, I would say. I mean, I use it quite a lot because it's a good substitute for cream. It kind of does the same thing, right? Makes like gives a creamy texture. But it has like a little bit of an interesting flavor. It's like sour cream flavor, right? Plus, it's like super low fat, which is the biggest part for me because I want to keep it as low calorie as possible. So that's why I use it. But other than that, it's like technically not like it's not. I know that it's like there. I've seen a lot of commercials for it here in Sweden as well, where it's like, oh yes, just add this creme fraiche to your dish and you're basically done. It's like sold as kind of like a substitute for cream, I guess, kind of. But obviously it isn't. Like the flavors are way different. This is more of a sour cream kind of flavor, right? So it's quite different. Okay, we're gonna need this to like get a little bit hotter. I am instantly regretting putting all the meat in there at the same time. Instant regret. Freaking instantly. But also one of the big reasons why we're doing this is to get rid of the, like we want most of the water and the moisture to leave from the meat as well. So we shall see. There we go. I mean, I think this is starting to get like good enough already. We have some pieces that need a little bit more cooking, but we're getting there. So I kind of want to taste the piece. Do we have a small one? This is kind of a small one. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. Like even if I haven't really flavored it out, I mean, it has salt, pepper. Every time I say this now, because like someone mentioned it, I think it was Lunar that mentioned it, that like when I say this, it sounds extremely like I'm just making shit up and sound racist. So I'm going to say it, but do know that this is the actual name of it. Maybe my pronunciation is just bad. Shaoxing wine. I actually have it literally here. This one. I think it's Shaoxing wine. Yeah. It just sounds like my pronunciation might be really bad. Maybe that's why it sounds like I'm just like trying to make up Chinese terms at this point. But it's actually just really good to have with a lot of dishes. I've noticed. Like, I bought it to begin with because I wanted to make like proper Chinese dishes, right? But then like I started using it for a lot of different stuff, and it's like this is really good. This is really good. Okay, we're gonna start moving out the meat here. You're gonna see that there's a bizarre amount of liquid in this, which is okay. We're gonna boil it down. Like we're gonna keep the flavors. Obviously, we're not just gonna pour it away, but it might take a couple of minutes to actually like boil it down. I do think the pasta might be getting there though. Maybe I was a little bit too early with the pasta. We'll see. I'll grab a piece and see what it says to me. Pasta, tell me your secrets. Yeah, that's done. It's like a little bit al dente still, but that's fine because I'm gonna have it in a lunchbox, so I don't mind it being a little bit like tough to chew. Not tough. It's just a little bit harder than I would have. Like if I were to serve this to someone else right now, I probably would let it boil for like a couple more minutes. But this is also fine. Snape, Snape, Severus Snape, Dumbledore. There we go. I think I'm gonna put a lid on it, just to like keep it cooking a little bit more. Like as I said, it's not like hard, but it's a little bit over al dente still. Like not really al dente, but close. And I don't mind that, as I said. That's fine. God, there's a lot of liquid in this. That's actually crazy. Why is there so much water in this beef? God damn. That's a lot of beef water. God, that's a horrible word. Never say that again. I will never say beef water again. Hey, what are you doing with my beef water? Why did I turn into like a bad New York accent? Hey, pal. The fuck? What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Ooh. God, this is a lot of meat, now that I'm looking at it. That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of moolah. I mean, we have some, like you can tell that the pieces that I put in first actually has a really nice sear, which is a little bit annoying, I'm gonna be honest, because like, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, ugh, this could be all my meat. If I did this properly, this could be all my meat. But I did not. I chose not to. I chose poorly. And it was the bad choice. It's like getting a bad ending in the game. Now I don't think... Oh, there is. I was like, I don't think there are any more pieces of meat here. Oh, there are still some. We're getting them. I mean, we're not in a hurry because we still need to boil down all this freaking like liquid, which is gonna go pretty quickly. I mean, it's not that much liquid when you think about it. It's not as much as you think. I'm just gonna let this boil. We basically want everything to be gone, but it might be kind of difficult to get literally everything gone. So we'll see kind of when we decide to put in the mushrooms. Snape, Snape, Severus Snape. I'm gonna move you guys. There we go. Oh God. Whew. So, okay, as I said, we're leaning heavily into the creme fraiche, Dijon mustard kind of flavor. That's gonna be our flavor profile for this. I think that's fine. That's gonna be great. We'll probably do... I'll take out what I'm actually gonna be using for this. So we'll do some of this. This is calf stock, kind of like concentrated. It's like pretty cheap. It's not super cheap, but it's pretty cheap. We'll do that. We'll probably do some garlic, actually. Should we add some proper garlic? I mean, we do have some. Might as well, right? Do you want to add some tomato paste? Oh no, I'm starting to like evolve this into stuff that I never expected. Maybe adding a little bit of tomato paste is fine. After we've fried off the garlic. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. We'll add 2 or 3 garlic cloves. I think that's fine. We don't want it to take over too much, but I mean, we want to... I mean, I am a garlic fiend. I am, sadly, a garlic fiend. Snape, Snape, Severus Snape, Dumbledore. Now, we could also, if we were so inclined, we could make this a little bit spicy by adding some sambal or something like that. Some sort of like chili oil maybe. I don't know. Because they also don't really add calories to the dish. Like, they're very low calorie, especially sambal. Sambal ulek. I don't know how to say that actually. It's an East European thing, or not East European, East Asian. Sorry, Southeast Asian thing. It's really good though. It's very common in a lot of spicy dishes. Very good, and I do think I have a bunch of it, so I might add some. Like at this point, I'm just like freestyling. This is like the basic recipe is literally only like meat, creme fraiche, and Dijon mustard, maybe some stock. But that's like the basic recipe, right? So right now I'm just like freestyling. I'm just going by feeling, which I usually do. That's a lot of my cooking. I start following a recipe and then I'll go like, but wouldn't it be nice if I added this as well? Have you guys considered adding garlic to every dish you eat? Because I have, and I've done it, and it's pretty tasty. Right? It's kind of satisfying. It's kind of satisfying. And we're almost getting there. We're like halfway done, I think, with the boiling process. I'm going to remove, so you can see that on the sides here, we have this like kind of brown, thick mass of bullshit. Oh, I was a little bit too aggressive with that. Splattered all over my kitchen. But this is basically actual blood, coagulated blood, like meat use, that aren't really good. Like it doesn't taste well. So I'm gonna remove this as much as I can while it's boiling. Just like try and bring out the flavor a little bit more. This is something that I recommend doing if you're using like raw meat. Right? Garlic is God's chosen flavor. I mean, I'll be honest. If I could, I would have garlic in almost everything, I think. There are very few things where I think garlic makes it worse. You could probably make some pretty good desserts even with garlic in it. I would argue, as a garlic lover, you could probably make some sort of garlic-based dessert. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. Oh yeah, the meat is like kind of dry now. Like I tasted a piece that's been like boiling for quite a bit. It's a bit dry, but that is to be expected. I'll be honest, that is kind of expected. Because obviously well done meat is usually never like it's very dry. But having it cook in the sauce a little bit is going to help it quite a bit. So I think that's fine. And also the reason why we're boiling this down, obviously, is to preserve the flavor from the meat, right? You want a really meaty flavor to this. I might not even have to add some beef stock, like if this works out great. And it might. You never know. You never know. You could have an aneurysm on the toilet. You never know. Where's that from? That's like a YouTube video, I feel like. No, it's not. I think it's like an American like police kind of like cops, but not really cops. I don't remember. I just remember it being very, very funny. I think it's like a teen that gets arrested or something. He's like, I can't die. It's like, what do you mean you can't die? Everyone can die. And then one of the cops is like walks up to him super aggressively. You could have an aneurysm on the toilet. You never know. It's just so funny. It's just so fucking funny. You could have an aneurysm on the toilet. You never know. Okay, let's have a sit down. Oh God, my back. Do 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 do. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Do 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 do. When you're down, when you're strange. Do do do. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange. When you're strange. Boom, boom, boom. Oh shit, Seraphation. I totally missed that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. That was like 40 minutes ago, so I definitely missed it. So I am sorry. The toilet is the most dangerous place in the house? Huh? What do you mean? Okay, we're starting to get there now. Like, you can see that maybe you can't see, I'm not sure. Like, we are like almost out of liquid here. It's becoming like this very thick slurry. So we're probably going to be adding the mushrooms pretty soon, and then just let them cook as well. God, this is like a really thick. I didn't expect it to become this thick. Let me actually just like, I'm just gonna have a little bit of taste. Oh yeah, that's a flavor bomb. Basically, all the salt and the soy stuff like that released from the beef, right? After we cooked it, and now it is here in this. Okay, I definitely need to add the mushrooms now. I can tell that it's getting really like way too thick to just like boil like this. So he's gonna add the mushrooms. It shouldn't be that much liquid left in the pot, so this should be fine. Add mushroom, mix in mushroom. This should allow mushroom to cook down. And after mushroom has softened and cooked down, we'll like let this like cook properly. And then we shall add le garlic. I am still conflicted about the tomato paste, but I might add a little bit because I feel like tomato paste feels right. It feels right for this. This is also a dish, by the way. If I were making this like super proper fancy, I would probably add some beer to this, actually. Probably some Guinness or something. Something real nice. That would actually be like really good, I think. Some Guinness. Whew. But yeah, as you can see, like it's become like quite liquidy yet again because we added the mushrooms. They release their liquid quite fast. So we want them to kind of like soften, release most of their liquids, and then we're ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Can I get a better, like... I'll try and, like, get a better view of this. Maybe this is the way. Yeah, that looks better, actually. That's a better... There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. Yeah, as you can see, like this is kind of liquidy now again. Like it was really thick before, but now it's kind of liquidy. This is the kind of, like, mushrooms have a surprising amount of liquid in them. Like, it's bizarre how much liquid they usually have. So you usually need to be a little bit, like, preferably I would have fried them. Like, I would have maybe removed the actual, like, meat juice. But I did want to save the flavor from the meat juice. So I feel like this is fine. And also, we didn't really go for super sear on the meat anyway. So, like, why go for super sear on the mushrooms? It doesn't make any sense. So we'll just go like this. I think this is fine. Doom. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. I also do know that, like, I mentioned that, like, So the calories right now should be about 500 about for one portion. But that is also kind of misleading because that is based on us using everything, like all the fat from the ribeye, which we didn't. We removed most of the fat. So, since, like, even though we lost 500 grams, that was almost only 500 grams of fat, right, from the ribeye. So technically, I guess this would be lower, but it's better to like err on the safe side if you want to like actually calculate calories properly. So this should be fine. I mean, it is fine. Yeah, this is looking really, really. Meat Boy. I'm also very, very hungry right now. Bizarrely hungry. Like I am. Oh God, I'm so hungry. I haven't really like. I've only eaten like a bowl of yogurt with some granola, and then a sandwich today for lunch, and I didn't have any breakfast. So I'm like real hungry. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. I don't think we want to boil this down too much because it's going to start burning after a while. So we're going to add the garlic now. We're going to add the garlic. And for some reason, Luna was like, what the fuck is this contraption? This is a garlic press. You should get one if you don't have one. This is the best way to like get garlic into your dish rather than having to chop it by hand, which is fucking heresy, by the way. That is like insanity doing that. So this is how I usually do it. I just like use the garlic press. Make sure you don't press too much because otherwise garlic is going to spurt everywhere. I've gotten several shots of garlic in my face. I was like, God damn, this is how it is to be a girl. God damn. There we go. Garlic is in. And like there's still liquid here, so the odds of it burning isn't high. But we still don't want to cook this for too long by itself. We also want to lower the heat, I think. There we go. But we just give it a couple of, like maybe half a minute, something like that to cook through. Garlic cooks real fast, so. There we go. And we're basically there. This is the kind of consistency we want on this thing. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste. Like, not much. Just a little bit. Maybe like a tablespoon. That's about a tablespoon, I would say. And why I'm not, like, writing this down in the recipe is because, like, to be fair, I should if I were to, like, give this recipe to someone else. But right now, my recipes are only for, like, calculating calories. So I don't really add stuff usually that's like really super low calorie. And tomato paste is really super low calorie. Like it's not gonna affect the cat. Like it's maybe like each portion gets 1 or 2 extra calories. It's insane. Okay, there we go. We're gonna open up the creme fraiche. I'm doing it off camera just because I don't really have room anymore. I've run out of room to do stuff. There we go. Now the reason why I put the tomato paste in now is because tomato paste usually you want to cook it a little bit, just like remove the super harsh tomato flavor, especially if you have like a cheaper tomato paste. You might need to like cook it through a little bit. And this isn't burning per se, but it's like it's cooking it's making the tomato flavor like a little bit milder, you could say. That's a good way to put it. Like it doesn't have that like kind of fresh tomato flavor anymore. There we go. Let's add the creme fraiche. So we're building up the sauce first, and then we're going to add the meat to it. That's how we're going to be doing this. Here we go. Now, as I said, this has kind of a similar flavor to sour cream. Usually it's a lot thicker than this, or like not a lot thicker, but this one is kind of runny because it has like low fat. And like more fat usually makes stuff not run as much. It just makes sense, you know. There we go. Let me just mix this in so we don't accidentally like start randomly burning stuff. And I think this should be like most creme fraiche is like boilable. Like you can just put it, you can boil it without it splitting. But some of the brands are not. So you need to be careful. Make sure that you get a brand or like a creme fraiche that is boilable, so to speak. It should say on the packaging. Usually does. Because obviously you wouldn't want this to split. That would be like the worst fate for us all. There we go. Oh God, I'm so hungry now. I'm so ready to consume all of this. Oh. I'm gonna add you soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh no, a meat boy fell into my soup. I don't know what this turned out to be, but I feel like it's some sort of war kink. And I'm not into it anymore. I regret the roleplay. Sorry, meat boy. War just isn't my thing, you know. I'm like kind of expecting a face of meat just appearing in the sauce going, Yamete! Yamete! Why do I keep like saying these things, by the way? I don't know. I feel like it's just a bad choice in general. Cover me in sauce. Oh no. Oh no, you spilled your sauce all over me. I'm gonna add a little bit of this just to like bring up the color. Le color. As they say in French, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, as you can see, like the sauce is really, really thick. It has this nice brown color to it. Very nice. We're going for the British the British cooking color, brown. So we're gonna add like maybe 2, something like that. Maybe 1 more. Dijon. We'll start with that, and we'll kind of see. I want kind of a heavy Dijon flavor in this, and Dijon is a very strong mustard, so you don't need that much to actually bring out the flavor of it. There we go. We're starting to get there. I'm still standing better than I ever did. I'm looking like a true survivor. I'm feeling like a little kid. So now we just need it to start boiling. Oh yeah, that is a strong flavor. Whew. Oh, that's a flavor bomb. God damn. Fucking love it. Okay, I need to stop now. It's getting too intense. Yeah, that's actually really good. I don't think we need any more of this. We're definitely like meat flavor wise, we're there. We are in Flavor Town. We've arrived in Flavor Town. We checked into the hotel. We've done everything that's needed for Flavor Town. There we go. This is starting to heat up. Nice. We might add some more Dijon. We'll see. After we've added like everything, we'll do the last like flavoring. But I don't think it needs that much. I'm gonna be honest. I think it tastes pretty good. I might add a little. No, we'll wait with salt. Actually, I'm gonna refill this salt while I remember. Do you remember? Do you remember my name? So this is what I do. I take my knife and I open it like this. Never do this, by the way. This is a bad idea. This is a bad way to do it. Or rather, you can do it like that. I used to do it like that every time. But now I've changed my ways. I've changed my ways into a more manageable person, I guess, or something. Oh, that was not a lot of salt. I need to buy more salt. Shit. Oh, shit. Here we go again. All right now. Won't you listen? When I first met you, I didn't realize. So I think I'm gonna add the peas before I add the meat here. And that is because like the peas are covered in ice. So we want to make sure that there's like as little, like we want as much surface heat on them as possible to make them defrost as fast as possible. So we're gonna add the peas first and then lastly the meat. God, that was actually a lot of peas. I wasn't expecting it to be this much pea. 200 grams of peas, too much. Too much. Way too much. So true. All the sodium. I have unlocked all the sodium. What do you mean? I played against Singed. Oh no. I can't believe you've done this. Okay, I'm gonna take off the top on the pasta. I want it to cool down a little bit so I can use my hands and my fists to serve it. Also, I think I'm gonna start like preparing the like serving station here. I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. I'll fucking do it. I'm still standing better than I ever did. My cat, you are very much in the way. Looking like a true survivor. I'm feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time. Looking like the pieces of your mind with, oh my god, without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's get out all my lunch boxes here so we can prepare them for the food. So we're gonna need 9. This should be for 10 portions. So we're gonna need 9 of these. We need 9. 9, Olsen, 9. That is also something that's stuck in my head for some reason. Okay, so we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. And then we need 1 plate for me to eat from today. Boop. All right now, won't you listen? When I first met you, I didn't realize. Now I can't forget you or your surprise. You introduced me to my mind. I am starting to regret adding this many peas. I'll be honest. I could have taken out, I had like a massive chunk of peas still going, that like frozen. And I could have taken that out and thrown it away. But I feel like that was like a waste of food. So I was like, I don't want to do that. That's like wasting food and that doesn't feel right. But I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor. Maybe I should have like rinsed the peas now that I think about it. Probably should have done that. Just like put them in some sort of, fine meshed sieve and like run some water over them to like defrost them. That would have been the smart choice. But sadly, that is not me. It is not me. It is not I to do the smart choice. I do not do the smart choice. I also don't know why I suddenly turned into like a weird ass. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. There we go. I need to buy more garlic powder and like the garlic like chunks that I kind of have in here. I am also gonna add some sambal. I feel like this needs some heat. It's just me. I don't know if it's just me. It might just be me, but I feel like, oh no, I don't have any sambal. Fuck. Okay, we do have some chili bean sauce. No, that's too Asian. That's like way too Asian cooking. I'll just add some chili. Some chili, I guess. Chili powder and regular chili pieces. This should be fine. Just a little bit. There we go. Because I want to add a little bit of a touch of heat to this. There we go. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. That should be good enough. because I feel like this would have actually been a great dish to add just sambal, which is also technically an Asian ingredient. But I don't know, for some reason I don't think of it as an Asian ingredient, not in the same way, at least. I don't know. We'll just go with this and see where it goes, where it takes us. Oh yeah, there we go. It has a little bit of kick to it, just what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. I do actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I want a pinch of... Oh god, come on. Just a smidge of sugar as well. Something like that. That's like the most minuscule amount of sugar. But I think it's going to be enough. I just want a little bit of a sweetness to this. Boom. There we go. Okay. It's time. It's time to add le meat. Now it has a little bit of juice in the bottom. Exactly what we want. Because the sauce is quite thick right now. There we go. I might have blocked the view for you guys. Actually, now that I think about it. It's not very tactical of me. There we go. The meat has been incorporated. Meat has been put in the sauce. Meat is covered in sauce. God damn it. Didn't realize you were such a sauce fiend. Oh my. But this is what we want. Actually, maybe I want a little bit more liquid into this. We'll see. After I mix this together, we'll see how it looks. If it looks a little bit dry or not. Actually, yeah, I probably actually want a little bit more liquid into this. Now that I'm like looking at it, it's a little bit low on the old liquidy substances. We need to hydrate the sauce. It's just going to be a little bit. Like that, maybe? I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor. Feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time. There we go. Starting to look pretty good. We just want it to like start boiling a little bit. Like have the last cooking be done for our meat. But while that is happening, I'm going to transfer you over to the pasta station. I'll transfer you guys. Here we go. Done. I think that should be fine. Let's have a look. Maybe a little bit more to the... like that. There we go. God damn, I'm starting to get good at placing the camera just randomly. That's pretty skilled, I would say. Okay. So, we have this pasta here. Quite a bit of pasta. More than I planned to have. That's fine. There we go. Just like trying to fill these up with kind of equal amounts of pasta. I'm just doing this by eye. As I said before on several of the streams, it doesn't really matter if it's like exactly equal in each like lunchbox, right? Because what matters is the total amount. So I don't have to be super precise with this, but I mean preferably I want to be, because I want to have about as much food every time, right? Because I want to be full every time. That should be about it. We have like a little bit of pasta left, so I'll put in the ones that look a little bit low. There we go. We'll put the rest in. In today's dish, there we go. Boom. We have secured the pasta. Pasta is in the lunchbox. And our sauce is slowly starting to boil here a little bit, which is exactly what we want. Want it to heat up the meat, because the meat isn't like... It is technically fully cooked, like I could eat it as is. But we want it to boil a little bit, you know. Just a smidge, you know. Let's get that heat permeating through the all the meat. Actually, give it a try. One of the pieces of meat here. Oh yeah. Oh, this is good. This doesn't need any more Dijon. The amount of Dijon is fine. We are at a critical level of Dijon. Boom. Kind of a crazy game, yeah. I'm actually playing Sims, the new version, FPS version of Sims. Kind of a weird game, you know, but it's working. It's working for me. I'm getting my cooking skill up. How you doing? How are you doing? Oh God, finally get to sit down a little bit. There we go. It's kind of crazy how, like, using Restream is kind of chaotic, I'll be honest. It is one of the most chaotic ways to stream, I feel like. But that's fine. There we go. Boom. Oh no, we have an ad starting. Let me just snooze that real quick. Snooze that for 5 minutes. Boom. Done. Okay, we're almost there. We're so close, so close. I'll bring you over to the meat for a little bit. There you go. Like, you can see that the sauce is starting to boil a little bit. It's starting to simmer, as one would call it in the cooking terms. Yeah, this is exactly what we want. We want a little bit of simmering. The meat doesn't really need to cook anymore. As I said, it is cooked through. It is very tender because it's ribeye, so it doesn't really need to cook anymore. We just need to reheat it, basically. And I do think that we're actually at a pretty good point. I might just start putting this into my food boxes. I might just do that. Let me give it a taste. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just go. We're going. We're doing it, Ma. Let me move you yet again to my prep station. Boom. There you go. That should be fine. Okay, let's start putting food into the food boxes. And I'll do as I always do. There's a lot of this, so I'm just gonna do this by hand, actually. Maybe I'll do this so you can kind of see what I'm doing. There we go. There we go. So I'm just putting about maybe 1 spoonful to begin with, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. Like, there's a lot of meat there, so these are actually going to be pretty full. I did cook more pasta than I was planning to, like about 70 grams more, which is not a massive amount, but it's like still, it's noticeable in the like lunch boxes, like the volume of it. God, I fucked it up. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor. Oh God. I feel like I got some chili stuck in my throat, which is fine. I just need to fight through it. Combate. Fight on, fight on. Okay. Yeah, this should actually be like a pretty good amount of, like, I think 1 scoop each is going to be like a pretty good amount. There's going to be some left, obviously, but not a massive amount. Then we can just like disperse that over everything. Oh, fuck. I'm so hungry. Like, I would be willing to just like eat this asses right now. Instantly put it in my mouth. Put that meat in your mouth. So I'm gonna do 1 here, maybe half one, about that much, like some sauce. Then I'll leave it like that. This will be my portion for that. It should be light enough for me to like lift it now without having the concerns of actually dropping it. So here we go. So about half maybe to each of these. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This looks so good. I'm actually super excited to eat. I'm so hungry. I'm so incredibly hungry right now. It might have been a little bit low on the sauce though. Like maybe I should have added more water. Maybe it needed a little bit more sauce. I think that's fine. There we go. Let's have a taste, shall we? I feel like this is a spoon-based dish. So I'm going to grab a spoon from my clean dishwasher. Here we go. Look at that. Oh. God, it looks so good when you mix it. Like mix it all together, get the sauce to cover all the pasta. Oh, this is going to be good. Flavor-wise, really good. The pasta is really well cooked as well. I think the only negative is maybe I could have actually had the meat going in the sauce for a little bit, just to like make it a little bit more tender. No, it's fine. It has this nice chili kick to it as well. I would have preferred the sambal taste, but I mean, take what you have, right? You do what you gotta do to get that chili flavor. Oh, thank God. Those 2 bites actually like calmed my stomach so much. I was so hungry. Anyways. This is how I prepare my beef stroganoff. This is actually my second time I've made it. So I don't really remember how I did my first time, because that was like years ago. But it is really good. Pretty freaking good. So I hope that was entertaining for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll leave you here so I have time to eat, because in like 20 minutes I have some D&D. thank you all for watching. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed. And I enjoyed it. And I hope you guys did too. So thank you very much. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.